Welcome, everyone. This is another episode of Talking Clean in a Dirty World. You know, if you're in the cleaning industry, this show is definitely for you. Now, making his first appearance on our show today is going to be Alan Langer. Good afternoon, Alan.
Hey, Dave. How are you? Great to be here.
Alan is going to be our keynote speaker at the Cleaning Festivals and Rockstar Talks on March the 9th in Tampa, Florida. We'll get more about Alan and the 7 secrets that he's got up here. Geez, always nice to start the show with secrets. Anyway, our next speaker that's going to join us is Mr. Don Tracy. Don is a consultant for Gem Supply. Welcome to the show, Don.
Thanks for having me.
Good. Glad to hear that your voice and everything's working, right?
Barely, but yes, I'm here.
Next, we have Javier Corta. He is the co-owner of Modern Cleaning Solutions in Tampa Bay, Florida. Good afternoon, Javier.
Good afternoon, Dave, everybody. Thanks for having me again.
I want to make sure that we got that right at the start so your wife didn't give me any problems. Or,
No, you got it. You got it. You nailed it on the head.
Yeah, right. I know how to keep on the good side of that equation, right?
Yeah.
And last on our guest is Bobby Zegers. He's the VP of Sales and Marketing at Gem Supply. Welcome, Bobby.
Thank you. Thanks, Dave.
And of course, you might know who I am. And if you don't, I'm Dave Thompson. I'm your host today, and also the director of the Academy of Cleaning Excellence. Don, you should love this one.
I do like this one. I don't love
Robot sales grew 37% in the service factor.
Look at that.
Don, I had to, when I saw this, I had to think about you. 37% in 2021.
Yep.
The International Federation of Robotics. You know what? I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Created it just for you.
9% it grew, and this was World Robotics 2022. Service robots for professional use. Extremely diverse. Hospitals, airports, and even dairy farms for milking cows. You know, we think about, how long has it been? Now, I know what, here we're talking cleaning. We cut off on dairy cows, but, that's been going on for well over a decade that I know of. And I never thought about robotics in that way.
Yeah. Well, robotics has found its way into almost every industry in some aspect, but it's been a little stymied by coming into our industry because we are such a hands-on type of scenario. But they're finding ways that they can roboticize different repetitive stuff and free up a person to go do something else. And that's the cause of nobody wanting to work. There's no workforce out there. They had to come up with something. So having robotics there put the robotic industry in the forefront and said, hey, we got a fix for you here. We can making this work with mechanical means and eliminate some of your pressure you have on hiring folks. And all those folks that are sitting at home don't want to take jobs. Better pay attention because every job is getting ready to be replaced. That is a repetitive motion job, whatever it is.
And as you look at this, it says 20,000 more units were sold. This was in hospitality. They also were going here with the medical, transportation of goods. I'm looking at it going, and I like this one down here. Disinfection robots that spray, disinfectant robots use ultraviolet light. We've seen this in the hospitals recently over the last, 5-10 years, Don?
Yep. And the more they sell of those, the more opportunity they have to miniaturize it and take it from a huge monster rolling into a room to something that's about the size of a football. It's going to get better and cheaper like anything else. It's just what's the word, Bobby? I'm brain dead today. Sorry. I got a cold. It's killing my head.
Well, I'm just happy that you're convinced now that robots are a thing.
I always knew robots were a thing. It's just that people don't want to pay $100,000 for a robot that they can get a $10 worker for. That equation has to level itself out. Once it levels out, everybody's going to be all in on robots. I believe you.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Good.
It's got to be cost effective, not cost prohibitive.
So Javier, you're the building service contractor. You looking for a robot? I know last time we talked, you were having service problems with finding workers.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that movie AI, Artificial Intelligence. You know, you know, it's kind of, you know, Dave. The promising factor about that in the future, if we ever had something like that, would be, you know, I think from the aspect that, you know, you don't have to worry about the reliability of employees, but you know, I think it's great, and I think that you know, as the technology, you know, gets better and better, and I think it's gonna definitely do some pluses in our industry. You know, I think that a lot is gonna change as time goes on. But I mean, like I think we had mentioned that I think on one of the other shows before. I'm always a big believer, though, and I still am, that I think that at the end of the day, it's all the hands on. You always got to have a person behind the helm. You know, the robots are going to be good, I think, and it could, you know, it could even be a robot of a person that's actually doing the job for you. But you know, I think that eventually it's just that, you know, you're always going to have that human contact.
I have a twist for you, Javier.
Yes, Don.
If you get a chance, watch The Peripheral. I think it's on Netflix or Prime. Anyway, that one got me lit up because it is about AI and it's futuristic. Okay. But picture this: there's and I forget they call them plugs or something, but it's a body AI a robot. This one's in the future, but just think about it in present day. You have a body AI robot that's sitting in the closet, and you put on your VR mask, and you have all the dexterity and everything that body has, but you're sitting in an office manipulating that body.
Oh wow!
Think about that possibility.
I watched the whole thing, Don, and I got to tell you, you know, I love the fact that whenever she came back, she said,
I haven't seen you in now. Don't tell me all of it.
No. But I just love the fact that when she came back, she goes, "So when I'm gone, you keep me in a box?"
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to give it all away, Don, but I thought
about the possibility of AI combining with VR, and the possibilities are endless of what could be happening. And you know, you talk about the metaverse and things like that. Well, that's unreal. Yeah. This is talking about in the real world. You have an AI unit sitting there that you manipulate. We do it now to some degree with computers, but this would be actual manipulation as if you're in that body, manipulating that body and doing the thing that a body would do. So you would be able to have the dexterity that your fingers have. We've always talked about it. When cleaning, we got to get in little nooks and crannies. If you have an AI unit that has that type of dexterity, you can do anything away from your body doing it. You can sit in your office and do it.
Right. I mean, that would be great too. And I mean, also too, from a safety aspect too, because, you know, you don't have to worry about any slip and falls. You don't have to worry about the inhalation of chemicals like we talked about, all that stuff. That would be great.
Oh, man. And you're not offending anybody if you walk in on the ladies' room, you know, or whatever. It's an AI unit. You can't be offended.
And then they should have sales robots so people would not want.
It's coming. It's coming already.
No one
it's
wants to talk to a
salesperson,
so now you have a robot come in. It'll be like a kiosk, and you just order what you want.
Yeah, it's already out there. We're all obsolete. We just don't know it yet.
Well, you know, I think it's interesting as you say this, because around the campfire this weekend, the conversations, you know how they go. Yeah. And somebody's brought up a mimeograph machine.
Oh,
and I'm like,
oh, wow.
You know, yeah, have you ever used a mimeograph machine? And then everybody said, well, you know, we got robots for this. It's called a copier.
Yeah, Javier doesn't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know what it is, but I've never used one.
You've never seen one. I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Javier, pick this up and start tapping on it and find out what we're talking about here.
I'll Google it.
This kind of leads me, whenever I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about this is that education that Alan brought up earlier. And I think this is the thing of, kind of the part of my conversation today was, you know, what we have to do is stay in the present with what is happening today, not just what's in the future or in the past, and keep reworking that. The reason I had Alan come on is because he's going to be our guest speaker here, our keynote at our festival here coming up. I think it's March the 9th over in Tampa Bay.
Woo!
That's what I have.
And, you know, I'm going to throw up your website here, Alan. I know because I kind of want to go to. Don's got his star out.
He's a rising star.
Oh my goodness!
Every place needs a clown.
There it is.
Alan, you're the author of The Seven Secrets. Let's first of all explain a little bit about this, and then I'll jump back to this.
Well, I've been in sales over 25 years, and a lot of it was B2C in-home sales. I sold high-end Andersen windows for 16 or 17 years and was their number one sales rep because I actually stopped listening to the corporate sales training and started figuring out how to sell on my own in a way where you're the salesperson that people want to meet with rather than the salesperson that people hate to meet with. You know, I start my book with a survey that I did. I wrote my entire book in a coffee shop, and I spent 2 weeks asking every single person that walked in. I said, "Can I ask you a question?" They always say yes. I said, "Do you like meeting with or talking with a salesperson?" And I stopped after 260 people. All 260, every single one, said no. It wasn't even like, sometimes. All of them were emphatic, hell no, I hate talking to salespeople. And I started thinking, wow, that's a problem. And we are all salespeople. Javier owns a business. You know, we're all salespeople. And nobody wants to meet with you, even though they have a problem. It's like a necessary evil. So how do you get over that? And that's what I talk about in The Seven Secrets. And it's really just about how the human brain works and how we are psychologically and how to become that salesperson that they enjoy the meeting with rather than saying, oh, my God, here's a typical sales guy. And you know, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you kind of thing.
So whenever I look at this, the first thing it says is sales reps have one of the most stressful positions out there. You know, as somebody spent 35 years out there on the street, Alan, I gotta say, wow, yes, sir. And then when you think about all of these different things that we're talking about today, if I don't keep up with what is absolutely the most current thing, it's not relevant to a conversation that people really have. And as we were just talking here, in some cases, we don't even know we have the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I deal a lot in the contracting industry. I just had actually right before you guys, I did a podcast for the Painting Contractors Association. And salespeople have to understand, whether you're a business owner, when you're selling something, you have to understand that the person you're speaking to doesn't want to speak to you for the most part, 95% of the time. And there's ways to overcome that, to become that salesperson they want to speak to. And one of them is rather than going into the appointment or going into the meeting with, I need to sell this. I need to sell this to hit my numbers. I have to make this sale. All you need to do is just change your mindset. I'm going to meet Dave today and I'm going to help him figure out his problem. And you go to a helping mindset rather than a selling mindset, and you actually will start selling a lot more because that commission breath, that stress that you're putting on yourself to make the sale goes away because you're actually saying, I want to help this person. And that's really one of the things you can do to say, you know what, whether I make the sale or not, if I leave here and they had a good appointment and I'm helping them some way, that's all that matters, because that all eventually comes back to you.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I like the fact that you said we're all salespeople. You know, I've always said that children are some of the best salespeople on the planet.
And you're on. Ready?
So for those of you who are interested, this is my book. It's on Amazon. There you go. Just type in Alan Langer or The Seven Secrets, and this should come up. It's also audiobook and ebook as well. So, or what do you call Audible and Kindle? There you go. Those two versions as well.
And so what is going to be your topic in the keynote on March 9th in Tampa?
Well, I'm probably going to kind of talk about similar things that I brought up today, which is, you know, how to sell better, how to go into these companies and how to go in front of these boards and not just sit there and give a sales presentation, and how to sell like a human being and become the company that they're going to want to do business with, and really talk about some things that you're selling when a lot of people don't realize that they're selling. They know they have to sell, but there's ways to do this where you're going to be much more successful in how you present and how you actually come across to the person that you're speaking to or to the people that you're speaking to. Because you have to really, there it is. He's got it. Bobby's got it.
Do
right
that
there.
again, Bobby. Come on, bring that up again.
Bobby
Here you
doesn't
go.
read; he listens.
I just bought it.
There you go.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I actually read it myself. So I have a newfound respect for all people who do audiobook readings. That's for sure. After going through that. But yeah, so I think I'm going to really give a keynote about helping all these cleaning companies understand that they are salespeople and how to sell better.
Yeah, and I think as you say that, Alan, we're not just talking about people that actually run a business like Javier does, but many of the clients that Gem Supply has that will be at the festival are in-house contractors for school districts, but they have to sell what's happening to the school board so they buy the right things. Everybody is involved in sales some way, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they may need to say, oh my God, we got to buy this new product, but I have to convince the school board that we have to buy the product. How do they do that properly? So absolutely. Good point, Dave.
So folks, one of the things that we're talking about here is the upcoming festivals here that's going to be starting February the 23rd. We're going to start with the opening festival here in Orlando, Florida, where I'm broadcasting from right now. Like I said, Alan's going to be the guest speaker at Tampa on March the 9th. We're then moving over to Lakeland, Florida on March the 23rd, and we'll finish with April the 6th in Ocala, Florida. You can go to the website and let's see, we'll get that up here, scrolling along the bottom of the screen right now for you. You can go to that website. It is a reserved seat event at each one, but that seat is free. So be sure to sign up, come and watch Alan. We've got some other speakers that are lined up. Bobby, you're the guy for, wait a minute, come back here. You're the guy for the sales and marketing for Gem Supply. Anything that you'd like to add to this?
To what? To the cleaning
festivals that we're doing.
Oh yeah. No, well, I was going to say, Alan, his explanation I thought was right on, and I can't wait to read the book, to tell you the truth. So it's exciting to hear that kind of stuff being said and being promoted. In regards to the cleaning festival, we do have, I believe, over 20 vendors who have signed up, Dave, for this, which pretty much sells us out on the vendor booths. Hundreds and
That's
hundreds
awesome.
of participants who have signed up based on the 4 different cities. And we announced last week that we're giving away a 20-inch auto scrubber worth $5, $6, $7 grand, depending on how what price you would have paid. But it's a big deal. Plus many other giveaways at the event. So we're excited for it. It's going to be a fun time and lots to learn, lots of people to meet and network with. It's just going to be an overall great 4 weeks.
And folks, if you want another different site, like we said, our sponsor here for our broadcast of Talking Clean and Dirty World is with Gem Supply. And they've been improving lives with cleaning supplies, as it says, for a number of years. Bobby, I think since 1930, if I remember right.
Yeah, you're correct.
So make sure you go there. You can let's see if I get that address up here for you folks. There it is, gemsupply.net, GEMsupply.net. Gentlemen, I thank you for your time today.